So the MATCH study is a very large protocol that's going to enroll about 3,000 patients and test the tumors for specific mutations. And then once the patient has mutations that are identified, those are prioritized in terms of what's most likely to be a mutation that's driving that tumor growth and one that's most likely to be sensitive to a drug in one of these sub-protocols in this study. And then the patient gets assigned to a specific sub-protocol. And as long as they meet the criteria to make sure that we think it's going to be a safe option for them, then they can enroll and start getting that treatment on that sub-protocol. And afatinib is one of 10 arms to start with this study. And then we are hoping that we're going to add more sub-protocols to the study to hopefully get to an average of 20 or so protocols at any point in time open, so that patients have a higher chance of being matched to a drug that makes sense for their tumor. So as a sub-protocol in the MATCH study, there is going to be an arm that is looking at HER2 mutated cancers, so across different solid tumor types. It's anticipated that anywhere between 2 to 5% of the people that enroll in this study will have a mutation in this HER2, and that the drug that we're using is the drug afatinib, which is an oral tyrosine kinase inhibitor, so an oral pill that is taken that blocks that HER2. And the hope and the preliminary data suggest that those patients with these HER2 mutations will have tumors that are sensitive to afatinib. There's been a big shift in oncology care over the last few decades. So, first identifying different proteins in the cell surface that maybe we could target for cancer. So for breast cancer, we have things like estrogen receptor and HER2, but in a different way that we test it. And we know that's been a predictor for particular drugs being effective, particular medications being effective. And really now we're looking at tumors in a different way. We're able to specifically look at different mutations, different abnormalities that happen inside the cancer cell that can drive that tumor's growth. And the interesting thing that we found about those are they're not common in each individual cancer. So again, if you think about ovarian cancer or breast cancer, some of these mutations might be very rare within that subset of cancers. But across the board with cancers, there's a low range of activity across many different tumor types. So our ability to bring patients together, not based on a tumor subtype like breast cancer or ovarian cancer, bring them together based on their molecular characteristics of the tumor, and then using drugs that specifically target that, I think is a really new way of approaching cancer treatment. So the MATCH study's opened, or it's been pre-activated and is activating at the next month or so. And that means that by summertime, we expect that each individual site nationwide that wants to participate in this study can open it at their institution if they are eligible institution. We at the University of Wisconsin are planning on opening the study, as you could anticipate. And the patients then could start enrolling in the study, have a tumor biopsy. It is a requirement that there is a fresh biopsy of the tumor, and then that is tested for these mutations.